a counterfeit leg costing nearly 10 lakh taka. Many might not believe it at first, upon seeing how it is made. This is because it is not just an artificial limb, but is crafted in such a way that it blends completely with the user's body and looks as much like a real human leg as possible. For this reason, each artificial leg is made individually for a specific person. Let's take a look step by step at how a South Korean institution manufactures this artificial leg so flawlessly. Everything begins with a thorough examination of the user's damaged leg. Experts first check up to which part of the limb remains, where there could be more pressure, and in which areas wearing the artificial leg might cause pain. These important parts are specially marked so that there is no discomfort when using the artificial leg in the future. Next, Vaseline is lightly applied to the damaged area so that the bandages used in the subsequent step can be easily removed without causing any damage to the skin. Then, the process of making the mold begins. A special type of plaster bandage is soaked in water and very carefully wrapped around the damaged part. This bandage hardens within a short time and retains the exact shape of the leg. Once the bandage hardens, it is very carefully removed, and this becomes the primary mold of the leg. Next, gypsum powder and water are mixed together in a large container to create a thick mixture. To ensure there are no air bubbles inside the mixture, it is stirred thoroughly for a long time. Then, that liquid gypsum is poured inside the plaster mold. After waiting for a specific period, the gypsum hardens completely. Usually, it is removed after about an hour, and by then, a solid plaster model is formed that is the exact replica of the user's leg. This plaster model is then refined even further. The excess parts are cut away, small holes are filled, and the entire piece is rubbed to make it perfectly smooth. It is then dried in an oven at a specific temperature because, in the next step, the socket will be formed over this model. The socket is the part where the user's actual leg enters. Therefore, it is crucial for it to be made absolutely flawlessly. First, a special type of vinyl sheet is wrapped around the plaster model. After that, carbon fiber, a special fabric, and resin are used in various layers. Carbon fiber is used because it is very lightweight yet extremely strong. The entire part is then pressed tightly using a vacuum machine. This causes the resin to spread evenly everywhere, leaving no empty spaces inside. Once everything is perfectly set, it is left for a specific amount of time so that the resin can harden completely. Afterwards, the craftsmen cut away the excess parts, following the lines drawn beforehand. Then, with the help of a special cutting machine and grinder, the edges of the socket are made smooth. Once the socket is ready, the lower part of the artificial leg is attached to it. Various types of adapters are used here so that the socket and the artificial leg remain firmly connected. After assembling everything, the user is fitted with the artificial leg for the first time. However, the job is not finished just by making this artificial leg functional for walking. Many users want it to look exactly like a real human leg. Therefore, the most precise and time-consuming work begins next. First, the user's other healthy leg is scanned using an advanced 3D scanner. Then, that scanned file is reversed in the computer and modified to match the damaged leg. After that digital model is created into a realistic form with the help of a 3D printer. Next, the process of making the silicone skin begins. Using a special type of soft silicone, an outer covering is created that looks and feels very close to human skin. Using just one color is not enough. The craftsmen mix various colors of silicone to match the user's skin, creating the exact same skin tone, sometimes to achieve a natural skin tone. The color mixing has to be tested several times. Next, the toenails are crafted separately. Each nail is made using acrylic materials. After being hardened under pressure, they are rubbed to give them the thickness and shape of real nails. Then, each nail is painted by hand. Finally, they are placed one by one onto the silicone toes. This task requires immense patience, because placing each nail in the right spot takes a lot of time. Not just the nails, but the leg hair is also attached individually. With the help of a fine needle, each hair is inserted one by one so that it looks completely natural, just like a real human leg. Because of this, it is often impossible to tell from a distance that it is not a real leg. Finally, the user is fitted with the artificial leg again for a complete test. The user walks, stands, and moves around in various ways for a while. And this is how, through many hours of hard work, modern technology, and the flawless craftsmanship of skilled artisans, such an artificial leg is created.